Hello everyone, and welcome to the GT Boxing channel. In recent years, Jake Paul's name has been showing up more and more often in sports headlines and in discussions across the boxing world. His path is unique. From blogger and YouTube star, he has step-by-step transformed into a noticeable figure on the global boxing scene. But this uniqueness comes not so much from his in-ring achievements, as from his ability to turn every fight into a worldwide spectacle. Paul has become a symbol of a new era in which entertainment value and media attention sometimes outweigh the very essence of boxing. Yet this raises the central question: is such a phenomenon good for the sport? And what role can Jake Paul realistically play in the long run? Before we dive in, I'd just like to ask you to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you. Now let's begin. On the one hand, Paul's rise has brought tens of millions of new viewers to boxing, people who previously had no interest in the sport at all. His fan base is not made up of traditional boxing aficionados, but rather followers of blogs, social media, and pop culture. Through him, a younger generation raised on YouTube and TikTok has, for the first time, started tuning into live boxing broadcasts. This has broadened the sport's horizons and brought massive financial benefits to the industry. Paul's fights fill arenas, attract investors, secure sponsorships, and capture mainstream media attention. On the other hand, this surge in popularity has a darker side. Boxing is a sport where skills are sharpened over decades, where fighters around the world grind in gyms from childhood just to earn a single title shot. The arrival of influencers who, thanks to their popularity and money, instantly land main event opportunities is seen by many professionals as an insult to the traditions of the sport. Paul bypasses the usual path, through the amateur ranks, tune-up fights, and eliminators, and jumps straight into the spotlight. Naturally, this fuels resentment in the boxing community and raises valid questions. Does a phenomenon like this undermine the sport's competitive credibility? And yet, for all the controversy, one must admit, Jake Paul has learned how to adapt within this system. He trains seriously, works with experienced coaches, and has steadily improved his fundamentals. At this stage, he is no longer just a showman, but a decent fighter, though not one at elite level. His wins over former MMA stars, veterans, and journeymen have solidified his image as a crossover attraction, while at the same time highlighting the clear ceiling of his abilities. When it comes to Paul's long-term prospects, the truth is hard to escape. His chances of ever reaching the level of true champions are virtually non-existent. Even if we imagine a scenario where Oleksandr Usyk retires and his belts splinter across the division, the level of competition remains absolutely brutal. The new champions, whether Tyson Fury, Joseph Parker, Daniel Dubois, or even rising talents like Moses Itama, would all operate on an entirely different level. Their pedigree, their size and power, their experience against top opposition simply leave Paul with no realistic path forward. He can put on a spectacle, draw a crowd, and sell pay-per-views, but even in fantasy, it is difficult to picture him lifting a legitimate world title. This, in essence, is the Jake Paul phenomenon. He creates the illusion of being in the big leagues, but the true depth of the sport will forever remain beyond his reach. His realistic opponents in the near future are transitional names at best. Fights against faded veterans with recognizable profiles, Derek Chisora, Andy Ruiz, or even Dillian White, are possible, though each of those men would be extremely dangerous for him. Paul's real business is in matchups that carry little competitive meaning, but plenty of commercial appeal. Potential spectacles against figures like Oscar De La Hoya, Carl Froch, lightweight superstar Gervonta Davis, or even MMA icon Conor McGregor are the kind of fights that could define his career in the coming years. But the moment the conversation shifts to active top-tier fighters, the probabilities collapse. Championship bouts are not only highly unlikely from a business standpoint, but are essentially pointless from a sporting perspective. Even if promoters somehow managed to buy him a title shot, the outcome would be inevitable. Any fighter currently ranked inside the top 10 would dismantle him. The gap in class is simply too overwhelming. And so, Jake Paul is not a future world champion, but rather the face of boxing's new commercial era. His role lies not in sporting glory, but in expanding the audience and transforming boxing into part of the broader entertainment industry. For purists, This is an insult to tradition. For others, it's a way to breathe fresh life into an old sport. Either way, Paul has already secured his place in boxing history, though in a very different light than true champions. And whatever his ambitions may be, the sport's highest honors will remain forever out of reach. What do you think about Jake Paul's future? Share your thoughts in the comments below. That's it for today. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our new exclusive videos. See you next time.